Today's lesson is on how do we generate equivalent expressions. Write two equivalent expressions for 3x minus 12. Take a second to copy down the question. A key word that we see here is equivalent. In math, equivalent means equal. So we need to write two expressions for 3x minus 12 that are going to give you the same answer. So we have 3x minus 12. The first equivalent expression I can write is by using the commutative property. I can rewrite this as negative 12. Since I have minus 12, it's negative 12. And then this 3x is positive, so it'd be plus 3x. That is one equivalent expression. I can also write another equivalent expression by making it 3x plus a negative 12. That would still equal my 3x minus 12. So both of these two expressions are equivalent to 3x minus 12. The second question. Use properties of operations to write two expressions that are equivalent to 3 over 4n plus 8 plus 1 over 3z. Take a second to copy down the question. And when you're copying down the question, write them as fractions. So I have 3 over 4n plus parentheses 8 plus 1 over 3z. The first equivalent expression I can write is from using the associative property. Since all three terms are being added, I can move my parentheses and put my parentheses around the 3 over 4n plus 8, and then the plus 1 over 3z would be outside of the parentheses. Now my second equivalent expression that I can write would be using the commutative property inside my parentheses. I can switch the order and write this as 8 plus 3 over 4n, staying in the parentheses, plus the 1/3 z can stay on the outside. I also could have written it another way. I could have still used the commutative property and moved my 1 over 3z to the other side of my parentheses, plus 8 plus 3 over 4, and inside the parentheses. There are a number of different options I could have used. I could have used the associative property and grouped any two terms together inside my parentheses and had the third term outside of the parentheses. And the last question. Write two expressions that are equivalent to negative 5 over 4x minus 3 over 4. Take a second to copy down the question and write your expression as fractions. 5 over 4x minus 3 over 4. My first option is I could use the commutative property and rearrange the order. So this negative 3 over 4, since it's a minus sign, it would stay as that negative. Minus, again, I have a negative sign, so I have to make sure this is a minus, 5 over 4x. That is one way I could have written it. Another way I could have written it is I could have kept the negative 5 over 4x But now, instead of being minus 3 over 4, I can add a negative 3 over 4. That would also be equivalent. Now another thing I could have done, since my denominators are the same, I could have rewritten them with one denominator. So that'd be negative 5x minus 3 over 4. I just combined my fractions into two fractions since my denominators were the same. Any of these three options would be equivalent to my original expression. There are also a number of other options as well.